Hey there, lucky stars. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with a timeless reading. Timeless meaning regardless of the date or time that you find this reading and the message resonates with you, it is for you. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. So some of you, if you've been here for a minute, you may actually recognize this deck of cards here. These are my own deck that I made, and I use these sometimes to give me an idea of what you, the lucky stars, need to hear the most right now. And so the card that you've got today is Money Flows in Magical Ways. Hopefully you can see that. So we're going to go ahead and just see how money is going to be flowing. Money can be a topic that can feel difficult for some at times. Sometimes money can feel hard to gain or come by. There's so many different things with regards to money. So we're going to be using the tarot. We're going to be using the house cards, just the house cards today. These are the cards. You may have seen this deck before on the channel as well. We're just using the house cards. These cards talk about the area of your life that may be affected or have a change, right? And then we also have the life purpose cards here. So just some cards to kind of see where and how money can flow in magical ways. For those of you that are feeling like during this time or during any time, whenever you come across this again, as it is a timeless reading, that money may be a little bit difficult for you. So let's go ahead and see what we get here. Now you have the Fool. Excuse me. You have the Seven of Cups. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. So there's no rhyme or reason to this reading today. It is just kind of what I'm being guided to do for the reading. So you have the Fool here. So the Fool is really talking about, for some of you, you need to take a risk as far as money is concerned. Now, this can be a risk with changing careers, changing jobs. It can be an investment. It can be maybe giving money away, right? Being generous, donating, with that idea or that knowing that when you give, you receive 10 times back, right? If we give from a place of, oh, I don't have this to spare, I really can't, from a place of lack, that can keep us stuck there. But if we give from a place of, you know what, I would, really like to donate, I would really like to help, I would really like to, offer some assistance to somebody else or potentially somebody in need or children, however that resonates for you, it does come back tenfold. And when we hold that belief, when we change our beliefs and we hold that belief of this abundance, of this being able to give because you can kind of idea, it is reciprocated. So for some of you, it is, time to take a little bit of a risk and maybe not be holding so tightly to money with that fear mindset. And that is going to help that money to flow in magical ways. It'll be reciprocated. It'll come back in ways that you could never even imagine, okay? Now you also have this Seven of Cups here. So some of you have been very indecisive around money. Again, holding on to money or feeling this, almost this greedy is what's coming through. Almost this greedy, like a Four of Pentacles energy can be sometimes. And really not wanting to let go of any money. Now, I get it. There are many times where down to that last nickel, down to that last dime, and there's that concern around that. And that is very, very validated. I have totally been there and I can totally understand that place. Yet with indecision also can bring a lack of mindset. Just in that space of feeling as if if you make a decision, it could be a wrong decision. Instead of focusing on a positive and abundance mindset, being that, you know, if I make a decision with regards to money, that it could even go better. So you really have to follow your own judgment with this, Lucky Stars, as I am not a financial advisor. I am not here in a professional capacity with this reading. I can just give the messages that are coming through. So being more decisive around money, being more open, that doesn't mean to go and spend frivolously or to go and make really, even with the risk, even to make super risky financial decisions. That's not at all what's coming through here, Lucky Stars. It's just to trust yourself more and trust money. Develop a relationship with money that is more of a loving relationship instead of a scarcity or fear-based relationship. Even potentially what is coming through here is to write a love letter of sorts to money, how much you appreciate it. And then remember, every time that you're spending money, whether it's paying bills or at the grocery store or at that gas station, to be thankful that you have the money to spend. And one of the things that I often say is, I always have more money than I can spend when I'm spending money, when I'm writing out a check or paying a bill or at the grocery store or at the gas station. Always have that thankful attitude, that thankful mind around it, so that money can flow to you in magical ways. Being more decisive with money, and, you know, writing a love letter. Money, I'm so thankful for you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so excited that I always have more of you, or more money than I can ever spend. I'm so excited that you are always there for me, that you're supporting me, that you never, you know, kind of leave me out, or let me down. I'm so excited that my world is a world where money is easy to me, and that we have this amazing relationship, money and I, or you and I, however you write it. But for some, it's just time to really look at and go back through kind of the beliefs, or the ideas that you're holding around money, especially if you feel like you're in struggle mode a lot where money is concerned. Go back through and really, really look at the magical ways the money has been there for you, and be thankful for that. Focus on all of the positive stuff so that you can draw more money to you in more magical ways through that really abundant mindset, through that mindset of being so thankful and grateful for money, and how money is always there for you and to support you, as in, you know, writing that love letter. All right, you also have the Queen of Pentacles coming in here, and the Queen of Pentacles is really coming through here as being practical and having kind of this generous nature, as just as we were talking about before. Being practical with money, not being so tight-handed with it, or putting it in a box and forgetting about it. Getting to live your life and do the things that you want to do. For some, you know, that does require, maybe for a wonderful vacation or trip that you've been putting off for a long time, saving some money, but with the intention of the use for it. A lot of times we'll be very generic, very bland about why we want money. Oh, I just want a lot of money. I just want a lot of money. I just need a lot of money. And it's almost for your own safety that you're feeling that you need that. But money tends to respond, and the universe, spirit, tends to respond more when you have a use for it, a practical use. So if it is to update a car, I would love to have this amount of money to get a new vehicle, or to get a vehicle fixed, or I would love to take my family or myself on a vacation. This looks like it would be about this much. Plan it out, kind of look through, maybe look at travel itineraries, or look at costs for plane tickets, if that's what yours is, and have a general range or idea that you can build towards. That does help the universe, spirit, to work with you instead of working against you, which is a lot of times how we kind of do things, which is, you know, counterintuitive to what it, or counterproductive even, to what it is that we are looking to create. So really having a practical a practical approach to things, but also having that generosity with that Queen of Pentacles is going to really, really support you in that. Now let's go ahead and get a few cards here for, so you have family and you have study here. These are the life purpose cards. Loving your family and loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. Now, this is with regards to money flowing in magical ways, but there may be a situation or a place where your generosity helping other people, this could be, we always think that stuff regarding money or that sort of thing has to be big gestures. It doesn't. It just is gestures made with an open, loving heart, with a pure intention. Okay? So we don't have to make all these huge, huge, big gestures, donating $30,000 or, you know, that buying somebody a car or that sort of thing. Sometimes that little gesture of helping somebody at the cash register who is a few dollars or a few cents short can bring about massive abundance and massive rewards as far as money goes. That is generosity. So there may be a place, Lucky Stars, where you may be asked to or guided to help a family member or friends where money is concerned, and be open to that. Don't do it with a grudging mind or a belittling kind of heart, right? Do it from an open space and you will be rewarded for that. Money can come into you in so many magical ways. It can flow to you in so many magical ways. When you begin to release all the past limitations, when you become more decisive, when you're open to being generous and potentially taking some risk, and that again isn't risk in spending frivolously or just going out and buying all the things or spending money without researching, because you also have study here, but it is where you can, you know, help somebody out in a way, family, friends, a stranger, in a way that helps you to feel just amazing about yourself, about the situation, and it opens up your heart. That does, you might hear my stomach growling a little bit here. It just means that the messages are right on point with where they're meant to be. But it does open up a space within you that does allow for more. And remember as well, as we spoke about just a little bit earlier in this reading, when you are open to, or when you're paying bills, or when you're doing things, you can have this belief, you can cultivate this belief within yourself that whatever you do comes, whatever you spend comes back to you tenfold, or you always have more money than you can spend. That way you don't feel as if you have to be stingy or kind of that greedy energy, which isn't where you're coming from. Lucky Stars, it's not coming through that that's where you're coming from, but you're just coming from a place, for some of you that this resonates for, of potential lack or scarcity and fear, but it opens that up so that you don't need to live there anymore and money can flow in even easier because there's not anything kind of shutting that flow off. All right. Now you have study here, reading, research, education help you gain confidence and clarity about a career. So for this reading, that study is coming through with that Fool card for that risk. Take educated risks, Lucky Stars. Take educated risks. Don't just go flying by the seat of your pants, spending money that you may not have to be like, oh, well, Kat's reading said to take a risk. That's not at all what is coming through here. This is to really, really take some risks within your limits to put yourself in a better financial position, to allow that money to almost magically flow into your life, to be open to, but research, study, and make sure what it is. That risk can be just helping somebody at the gas station or at the grocery store, or somebody with a meal, or but it can feel risky to you at the time, is what's working to come through here, Lucky Stars. Now let's go ahead and get a house card and see what area of your life may be affected, and your achievements and status in the outside world. So within doing this lucky stars, within taking that little bit of a risk or being generous, right? Because you have the generosity coming through with that Fool card and the Queen of Pentacles, with being more decisive in kind of what you're doing with your money, with having more research or more knowledge. Sometimes we go to the grocery store, or at least I know I do, lucky stars, and I'll see something and I'm like, oh, I need to have that. And actually, I ask my kids that as well when they're like, oh, I really, and I'm like, do you need it? Do you need it? Because if you need it, we will get it, right? But that word, do you actually need it? Do you need it? Will reframe, refocus your mind, and you can be like, you know what? I really don't need that. I do want it, but I'm not really sure why I want it. So, no, I don't need it. But by going through and looking at all of the things, it will help you to shift your mindset around money. Write that love letter to money, right? It will help you shift your mindset around money, but it'll also help you refocus where your money is being spent. You may actually keep a log of where you're spending all of your money, how you're spending it, and be able to see patterns that of spending that doesn't seem like it is beneficial to you afterwards or during, right? To be able to see how that is coming through. As you do this, excuse me, it opens up all of this magical ways, that abundance, that overflow kind of mindset, as you're not as scared or concerned about spending money or receiving money. You create this beautiful, beautiful relationship with money through that love letter to money, really getting to kind of the core of what it is that you are seeing or looking at, and or shifting that with regards to money, the limitations that you may have, the limiting beliefs that you may have, the kind of perceived blocks, which isn't a word that I use very often, with receiving money or having a flow of money coming in. All of this is really going to support the achievements that you feel like you are making with money, and potentially the success that you have. Now, within the outside world, we're not really working to keep up with the Joneses here, or lucky stars. I almost said Aquarius there. Lucky stars. We are really, really working towards creating a better, more solid relationship and foundation where money is concerned, so that it can flow magically into our lives, and it can come in magical ways that we may not even understand at the time. We, in very unexpected, like getting checks in your mailbox, or finding rebates that were, just added to your bank account, or somebody just gifting you money, somebody being generous due to all of your generosity, lucky stars, and being very generous with you. There's many, many ways that this can happen. Being open to and shifting your mindset around, and keeping, for some of you, really keeping track of the money that's going out and the money that's coming in, so that you can see how you're spending it. Asking yourself, do I really need that? It all helps to support this magical flow of money, and this way that it can come in many unexpected ways, because you're open more to seeing those opportunities and the openings for that money to flow to you. Wow, this is a really beautiful reading. I need to take notes myself. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. The subscribing to the channel is free for you, and it does help support the community, the Lucky Stars community here, to grow and thrive. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.